this woke health and safety stuff down to size. If there's a fire, just go straight down to the courtyard. You all know about the webcasting and mobile phones if you've got them on. Again, use your common sense, switch them off. Nice and simple. We have one apologies for absence from Councillor Hazel Green. Declaration of interest, wish to declare that I'm a member of that soon, thank God, to be abolished organisation known as Essex County Council. Do we have any other declarations? No? Good. We'd like to confirm the minutes held on Thursday the 18th of December. Does anyone have any problems? Let's take that as okay. Those in favour of the minutes being accepted, please raise your hands. No?
She wasn't here.
Oh, right, so that's... Okay, and how many abstaining? No? The minutes.
Sorry.
The minutes.
Minutes. Yeah, I'll find it.
Okay, so that's unanimously passed. Thank you. Right, now we can go to the juicy bit, the area committee's funding considerations. Well, it's very important, I think, when you're given an allocated fund to use it wisely. So we do have some more spending considerations for the next financial year, subject to the budget being passed on Thursday. So we will look towards doing bigger schemes in the next financial year, as we've done sort of pretty much a year from now in the past. Unless someone tries to amend the budget and they somehow find the votes to pay for a, what do they call them, a parliament of brass monkeys for Lake Meadows with our money. I don't think that will be, so it's very important everyone's there for the budget, to vote for the budget, so we can have our continued funding for our area committee in the next financial year. So, I will go to the first of the first three items for funding consideration. The first one is £3,960 investment with the purchase of installing bollards on small greens in verges in Ardley, Wichards and Gobians. The purpose behind this, because of Essex County Council's failure and that next to Useless South Essex Parking Partnership protecting our grass verges from parking, we're not trying to be mean, but in this weather they're all churned up, they're mud, there's mud on the pavements, they're slippery. I could take them as the County Councillor for the area to the local highways panel at Essex, and as I said previously, the first wooden post, bearing in mind it takes a year to be validated and it can only be, earliest it can be done as the second year after the request, £4,500 to install one wooden post, and the subsequent posts are £1,000 each. With the area committee, we can do it for about £125 per post. So this will protect the greens, and when we get unitary status, when Essex is abolished in the spring of 28, we will not be getting this call on the area committees, because we'll be able to do proper parking enforcement. So if people think they can park on a green, walk to the train station or God knows what else, they get a ticket. So antisocial parking will be making the authority an income, instead of the authority having to be spending money to deal with antisocial parking, because Essex County Council and the South Essex Parking Partnership have given up on this issue completely. Do I have any comments from members? No? Well, I shall put that item straight to the vote. Those in favour? Thank you. The second one is that it's not a lot of money. It's £350 for the purchase of planting a miniature cherry tree in a small green in Ardley, Lee Chapel South. When the estate was first built, there was a tree there. It developed a disease. It had to be felled 3 years ago. We tried to get the tree replaced, but the council had no money, because at the time it was south of the 127 and no money had to be spent outside of Billericay. So that request was refused. So we'd like to use £350 to plant a small cherry tree. Don't want a big monstrous thing causing problems. Something, I think, was about sort of worst case 16, 14 feet in height, just to brighten that corner up, because that estate was built with that there, but through disease that tree had to be felled. Is there any comments on this item? Good. Oh, Councillor Murphy, can you use the mic, please?
The question I was going to ask, the one that we planted, the quite expensive one we planted to replace one, has that now gone in? special name for the tree, and I just can't remember. It was one of those special trees up at, that was off Hardley somewhere, wasn't it?
Yes, that was Great Gregory. They will probably be done towards the end of February, but what I will ask is for the next area committee meeting in the next financial year for a full update of our projects. Can that be sorted, David? So, because we agreed those hornbeam hedges, they're yet to be planted, but the ground is so soaking wet. If the guys try to turn it over, it would cause us land compaction and more problems. So it's probably better to wait till the spring weather's here. That ground can be turned over, what we funded can be planted, and the rest of that money, because it may seem steep for a small tree, is in the dry summer months, is there will be council employees going down to irrigate it to help get it established, this transplanted tree, during its first year. So if there's no further comments on item 2, I wish to put item 2 to the vote. Those in favour? No? Yep, everyone's unanimous. And just to complete the investment for the year, item 3, £1,240 for the purchase and installation of salt bins within the Lee Chapel South area. Again, if I took this as the county councillor to the local highways panel, again, it's 2 years to wait for them to possibly install it at the earliest, and they charge £4,500, £4,500 per salt bin because of that badly written contract they agreed to. So for a fraction of the price, we get 2 salt bins, and because it's on the curvy parts of that road, there's a lot of staff working at the hospital and other people and people going about their business, so it's important we keep the roads clear. Because there is no bus route down, obviously down Great Gregory, this road is not gritted or treated by the county council. If there's no further comments on this, I'd like to put item 3 to the vote. Those in favour? Thank you. Have we finished everything?
I think so.
Perfect. So, I will draw this meeting to a close and thank you for your attendance. I think, unless anyone members would like to raise any comments. Councillor Larkin,
Turned into a boat, thank you.
I am sorry, Mo, but there is due process for making this expenditure, and I feel we've got good value for the taxpayer. As I say, with those wooden posts, the first one would have been £4,500 and £1,000 each from Essex, and each of those salt bins would have been £4,500, more than what we're seeking to spend today. So I will draw the meeting to a close and thank members for their consideration and officers for attending tonight, but we have to go through due process when spending the taxpayers' money. And on this item, I hope to see everyone again when the weather's better. Thank you.